Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How's your day? Is it all of you coming to the class today, or is anyone is sick? No? Okay, you have a good day, right? Yeah, me too. Do you ready for the class? Ready? Okay, before we start, can anybody help me to lead the prayers? Okay, thank you, Aldi. You can lead the prayers. Okay, thank you, Aldi, for leading the prayers. Okay, before we start the lesson, I want to ask you, do you remember what trigonometry is? Okay, if you don't remember, I'll take a little explanation before we start our lesson today. Trigonometry is a branch of mathematics that deals with relation between the angles and side of triangles. It explores the properties and function of triangle, particularly right triangle, and their application to various fields such as physics, engineering, and navigation. The word trigonometry originates from the Greek words trigonon, meaning triangle, and metron, meaning measure. Trigonometry primarily focuses on measuring and calculating angle, side, and distance within triangle, using trigonometric function, which include sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent. This function relate the ratio of the side of a right triangle to measure of its angle. The three primary trigonometric ratios are sine, cosine, and tangent. Trigonometry enables the determination of unknown angle or side length in a triangle based on the given information. It also finds application in various fields, include physics, engineering, architecture, surveying, astronomy, and navigation, but it is used to solve problems related to distance, height, angles, and the relation between objects in space. Okay, now I want to ask you a question again. What is sine 90 degree equals to? Okay, good job. It is equal to 1. But how we find it? Actually, that is our lesson objective. That we have to define the value of angle in the first quadrant. Okay, first, what is quadrant? Okay, if you don't know, you may look up in the book or internet for the definition. Okay, right. You can answer it down in your book or paper. And now, how can we determine the value of sine or cos or tan? How? Okay, like what I said before, this field is really related to the right angle triangle. Okay, so we have to use the right triangle. Now I will give every one of you this worksheet that contains some problem to solve. You may open your book to find the information that needed to solve the problem, and you can use the app or an app that related to mathematics such as GeoGebra or Mathematica to helping you in drawing the shape. After you get the information, you can write the needed information on your worksheet and solve every problem in the worksheet. And firstly, I want you to look at the worksheet first. Check if the worksheet has any error or any typo. You can ask me. Okay, on the activity 1, it's about quadrant introduction, and there is 3 questions you have to answer. The second activity is you have to find the comparison of angle in trigonometry for the first quadrant. And for the last one, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There is 4 questions you have to. Okay, on the first one, you have to make a circle. Then you make a point D as the coordinate given, and you have a angle alpha. After you gather the information, you can write the needed information on your worksheet and solve every given problem in the worksheet. You can ask me if you still have a problem for proving your answer. And don't hesitate if you have something to say, okay? Okay. If there are no any problem, you may start working your worksheet by now. I'll give you 6 minutes, 60 minutes. Is it enough? Okay, good luck. Okay guys, time is up. Gather your worksheet in front of class and I'll choose one of you to present the work. Okay, please Firman, come forward. I want you to present your work on this worksheet. Okay, good job. Firman has conveyed his work well, and I think it is enough to give the others an understanding of what quadrant is and how we determine the value of sin, cos, and tan at the first quadrant. Although you may back to your seat. Now I want to give you some point to be marked on this today meeting. In geometry, a quadrant refers to one of the 4 regions or sections that created by dividing a coordinate plane into 4 equal parts. Each quadrant is formed by 2 perpendicular lines known as the x-axis, its horizontal line, and the y-axis, the vertical line, intersecting at their common point called the origin. The 4 quadrants are typically labeled as 1 is first quadrant. The first quadrant is located on the upper right portion of the coordinate plane. It contains all points with positive x coordinate and positive y coordinates. In quadrant 1, both of the x and y value are greater than 0 or is a positive. And the second is situated in the upper left portion of the coordinate plane. It consists of points with negative x coordinate and positive y coordinates. And quadrant 2, in second quadrant, the x values are negative while the y values are positive. And the third quadrant lies in the lower left of the coordinates plane. It compares positive with negative x coordinate and negative y coordinates. In third quadrant, both of the x and y values are negative. And for the last one is fourth quadrant. It's located in the lower right portion of the coordinates plane. It encompasses points with positive x coordinate and negative y coordinates. In the fourth quadrant, the x values are positive, and while the y values are negative. Okay. The quadrant play a significant role in graphing and analyzing function or equation or coordinate plane, and they help determine the sign of x and y coordinates and provide information about the direction and position of points, such as vector or line in relation to the origin. In the first quadrant, the values sine, cosine, and tangent can be determined using the trigonometric ratio based on the angle formed in a right triangle, like what Firman represent to you. Okay, let's consider a right triangle in the first quadrant with one angle theta as the reference angle. The reference angle is the between angle the positive x-axis and the line segment connecting the origin to a point on the terminal side of the angle. In the first quadrant, the difference angle theta is positive, and it ranges from 0 to 60 degree, or 0 to pi over 2 radian. The trigonometric ratio in the first quadrant as the quadrant are sine. The sine of an angle is defined as the ratio of the length of the side opposite and the angle to the length of the hypotenuse, or you can just say sin is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. In the first quadrant, since the hypotenuse is always positive, so sine theta is always positive. And the second one is cos. Cos, you can define it as the ratio between adjacent over hypotenuse, because in the first quadrant both of the adjacent side and the hypotenuse are positive, so cos theta will always be positive. And for the last one is tangent. Tangent of angle is defined as the ratio of the angle of the length of the side the opposite the angle to the length of the side adjacent to the angle, or you can just say tan is equal sine over cos, or opposite over adjacent. In the first quadrant, since both of the opposite and adjacent side are positive, so tan will always be positive. Now, to determine the specific value of sin, cos, and tangent in the first quadrant for a given number, you can use a calculator or difference table that provide corresponding values. These values are fixed and are commonly rounded to several decimal places for practical use. Okay, I think that's all for today. May the lesson can help you in the near future. Thank you for your attention and great job everyone. See you for the next meeting, and we'll be learning about how to determine the sine, cos, and tangent on the other quadrant. Okay, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.